Okay, so you can see fatty acid oxidation, types of fatty acid oxidation. We can see that two. One is major pathway. The major pathway occurs inside mitochondria. You can see mitochondria is shown here. So this major pathway occurs inside mitochondria, and there is minor pathway. Minor pathway occurs in this peroxisome, and last omega oxidation occurs in endoplasmic reticulum. So this peroxisome endoplasmic reticulum will do minor pathway. Very few fatty acid will enter this pathway, actually will be metabolized through this pathway, but most of the fatty acid will be metabolized through this pathway. And this is the regulated state. Okay, this is the regulated state, and these processes are depends on the supply of fuel. More is the this very long chain fatty acid, then more will be beta oxidation. Okay, less is this, less will be this, based on supply. It is not under that regulation. It is very tightly regulated. This is very tightly regulated. So you can see it, that means this pathway can happen during fed condition also, and this will happen only in fasting condition, not in fed condition. So this is the differences between this major pathway and minor pathway. Let's see individually. So we are going to talk in detail about this major pathway. This is called mitochondrial beta oxidation. So mitochondria always have beta oxidation. Beta oxidation of saturated fatty acid and beta oxidation also. At last, I will tell you a little bit about what happens, what additional thing happens in unsaturated fatty acid. So unsaturated fatty acid has additional 2 enzymes. That's it. Otherwise, beta oxidation of unsaturated fatty acid also happens in mitochondria. So in peroxisome, 2 pathway will happen. Alpha oxidation. So I will tell you what is alpha oxidation, because see, this is alpha carbon. So oxidation happens here. This is called alpha oxidation. This is beta carbon. So oxidation, CO double bond O will be added here. That is why this is called beta oxidation. Here, beta oxidation, double bond O will be added. In this case also, double bond O will be added in peroxisome. That is why beta oxidation. Alpha and beta and omega numbering is given to the carbon number. Okay, so you can see this I have already discussed. So peroxisomal beta oxidation will happen to the long chain, very long chain fatty acid. Very long chain fatty acid, the fatty acid that has carbon more than 22. And we have seen where this more than 22 carbon is present in myelin. In myelin, cerebronic acid, other acid has fatty acid carbon more than 22. So you can see degradation of myelin, renewal of myelin require peroxisome. So new nervous tissue require peroxisome badly, very badly. So you can see. So this very long chain fatty acid, 22 carbon fatty acid, will be metabolized through beta oxidation. This is a little bit difference is there, peroxisomal beta oxidation. So it occurs to this peroxisomal beta oxidation, and this will convert this to 8 chain fatty acid. 8 chain fatty acid is medium chain fatty acid. So this medium chain fatty acid will enter mitochondria. Further metabolism of this 8 chain fatty acid will occur in mitochondria. So very long chain fatty acid will be converted into 8 carbon chain fatty acid. This occurs in peroxisome. So alpha oxidation, this alpha oxidation happens for very specific fatty acid. The fatty acid is called phytanic acid. Only for this it happens. It is a branch chain fatty acid. You can see this is a branch chain fatty acid. This is phytanic acid. If you can see, so this branching, if you can see at beta position, alpha, this is alpha, this beta position, there is a one side chain. So it is difficult for this compound to oxidize this part. And that is why this alpha oxidation will happen first. Then after alpha oxidation, then the beta oxidation happens. Peroxisomal beta oxidation happens like this. So this red, whatever red I have shown, these are the bond that is going to be broken. And as a result, you can see this blue type of compound will result. Propionate, 3-propionate will result. And then 3-acetyl coenzyme will result. And 1 isobutyl coenzyme will result. Okay, just I'm giving you introduction. Actually, I will not talk in detail about this, and I will talk little bit about this during disorder, and I will not talk about, I will share video on this. I have made video for this. I will share rather video for this. Okay, you can go through that video, so that because we have time constraint, we will not be able to cover all them. Just understand this classification nicely. So beta oxidation, mitochondrial beta oxidation is predominant, and then minor pathway as peroxisomal beta oxidation occurs for long chain, very long chain fatty acid. It converts very long chain fatty acid to 8 carbon fatty acid. Further metabolism will happen in mitochondria, and then alpha oxidation is reserved for phytanic acid, and this phytanic acid is this branch chain fatty acid, and actually this is present in dairy, okay, dairy product. So phytanic acid, and then so this omega oxidation occurs for the fatty acid that is about 12 carbon, and this happens when this is defective. Okay, so omega oxidation increases when this mitochondrial beta oxidation is defective. So, and this is for 12 carbon fatty acid. Remember, 12 carbon. This is called lauric acid. So alpha, beta, omega, minor. This alpha beta occurs in peroxisome, omega occurs in endoplasmic reticulum. So we have done classification. Location of this fatty acid oxidation is important. That is why I have a picture. I've added picture below this slide, so you can understand easily. Now, so any disorder of this alpha oxidation will cause Repsum disease. Just remember the mnemonics for this presentation of Repsum disease. RAN. RAN means retinopathy. Retinopathy. Okay, we will talk about this. A for ataxia, and N for neuropathy. Retinopathy, ataxia, and neuropathy. This type of thing will happen in such patients. So let's say this classification of fatty acid. You can see this fatty acid. Just remember this one. You will be confused. So long chain fatty acid, just remember long chain fatty acid. If you remember long chain fatty acid, you will remember other. So how do you remember long chain fatty acid? I will give you a trick. So just remember number 1 and 2. That will solve your problem. And then 2 and 1. Just reverse this later. So the fatty acid chain between this 12 and 21 is long chain fatty acid. And you know, 21 fatty acid is not synthesized by our body. Okay. Only even chain fatty acid is synthesized. That is why I have written 12 to 20. This is just for memory. So you can remember 1 to 2, 1 between this. So this is long chain fatty acid. You remember this long chain fatty acid. Above this is very long chain fatty acid. Obviously, above this fatty acid, above 20 will be 22, above 22 carbon chain fatty acid, or more than 22. So this is very long chain fatty acid. And then below this is medium chain and short chain. And medium chain is 8 and 10. So it is actually more less than 5. You can see 8 chain and 10 chain, 10 carbon. So these are medium chain fatty acid. Remember this. Don't forget this. If you remember this through this trick, you will remember all this. So these are the fatty acid classification. So